Well, it looks like the Nintendo fans canceled my career before I even got started. My last video got a little bigger than I was expecting in views. While I did have a lot of support on there, thank you so much for that. I appreciate all of you and welcome you to my community. I also got a lot of backlash. Couple of reasons, fair, couple of reasons we'll get into. Let me start by saying this video is primarily directed towards those diehard fans, those Nintendo keyboard warriors, like they're on the front lines of Normandy. Some of y'all were big mad. Oh my god. Come take a seat while Papa Mort has a little talk with y'all out there who are pretty upset with me. There's a few things I want to expand upon when it comes to my previous video. Yes, I'm aware the physical games in the US are not confirmed $90. Nowhere is there a $90 price tag on Mario Kart. Y'all are correct. I admit I was wrong about that. I don't believe it will stay like that. I truly don't. Like I said, I was wrong. There's no official information, so everything I say from here on out is hypothetical or just me giving my thoughts. I believe that there will eventually be, in the near future, $90 Nintendo Switch 2 games. The tariffs. Come on, we all know about it. I'm upset about the games being $70 to $80 because that's just pushing Nintendo and the rest of the gaming industry to raise their prices even more for a lot of games that don't deserve that price tag. Anyways, with the whole tariff situation, you're telling me that the physical cartridges that are manufactured in Vietnam, where we now have a 47% tariff, is not going to affect the price. Do you believe Nintendo isn't thinking about raising the price of physical games? And I say that because if you do go to their website, specifically Mario Kart, there are 3 asterisks by the price saying something along the lines of, this is our recommended price, the retailers are going to charge what they charge. The president of Nintendo did an interview earlier this week talking about how they are going to go forward pricing their games based off of the time and development that went to the game. It was very nuanced, which has me a bit worried because you can sit here and say, oh, we spent all this time making the game, and then the game has 15 hours of content, and they're justifying the price based off of the time they spent on development or the pay that they gave the developers. Me the wrong way. I feel like that is him hinting at, hey, the prices are going to be expensive. They're not going to be consistent. We're just letting you know. Not cool. Here's a little thought I have, and hear me out. There's the tariffs in place. They raise the game cards temporarily to match whatever the tariff cost is. When the tariffs hopefully go away, are they going to bring the games back down to $80? Or are they going to bring it down to $90 or $100 because the consumer was used to paying $120? I feel like that is possibly what's going to happen. And I say that because it happens with necessary items that consumers buy, such as food and health products. So you're telling me that won't happen with a luxury item? I find it hard to believe. This is all hypothetical, just some food for thought.
To all of my Nintendo keyboard warriors out there,
Defending Nintendo's honor. Your thumbs are breaking. Your forehead is sweating. You're salivating at the mouth because you are so mad about people calling out the pricing of games. You're telling me that you are okay with the president of Nintendo America coming out and saying, hey, we're going to have variable pricing, and then go and raise their main first game at launch to $80. Nintendo and every other game publisher out here has proven their games aren't even worth $60. So why are you coming out here defending this? There is multiple Nintendo Switch 1 titles that were $60, definitely not worth the price. And people still bought it. Mario Tennis, The first Mario Party on Switch. Damn, even Mario Kart on Switch was a re-release. And they charged $60. Or the fact that these Pokemon games keep getting released at a $60 price point and they're not even remotely finished.
But yeah, I mean, the game's not very amazing or anything. It runs at like a constant 10 FPS, the pop-in is outrageous, half the shit has no texture, the dialogue never fucking ends. It was 2 hours of non-stop, unrelenting, boring-ass narrative. Like, yeah, there's a lot of problems.
And now Nintendo's just going to raise the price to $70, $80. And don't get me wrong, they have some phenomenal games under their belt that are worth that price. But they also have some games that are absolute stinkers that are not worth the $60 price point, let alone $70, $80, $90. And y'all are out here defending them? Calling people broke? That's your defense? Oh, you're just broke that you can't pay $450 plus $70 plus $80 for a game. No, the normal everyday person who has a job, pays rent, pays for their own bills, maybe has a family, they don't want to spend half a paycheck on a gaming system, and one game at that. So your argument of calling people broke is insane. And what I believe is happening is a lot of these people who are out here defending Nintendo's pricing are A, literal children, or B, young adults who have no concept of money because they've had mommy and daddy support them their whole life into adulthood. That's my guess. Or it's just people who are completely financially irresponsible. That's why I almost feel like I can't even be annoyed with the people defending these prices, because it's likely people who have zero concept of real life and financial responsibilities. Nintendo has always advertised itself, up until recently, as an affordable family console. Not to mention all of the other scummy things they've done when it comes to swiping every single dollar out of your pocket. In all honesty, their premium Switch Online is not worth the price you pay. You get a bunch of retro games that you don't get to keep. Why can't you even have the option to buy individual retro games digitally? Or why don't they release packs of these games physically? It's because they can put these retro games behind another subscription service and get you to pay every month to maybe play these games a couple times a year. And they don't even put the best games on there. You're telling me you have Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2 locked behind the Switch Online, and those games go hand in hand with the Game Boy Advance Pokemon games, but yet those are not available on the Switch Online? That's insane. That is not friendly consumer practices. You should not be defending that. Tell me why this happened. I had a Nintendo Online subscription, saved an Animal Crossing world via the cloud. In the middle of moving, I put my Switch in storage. Forget about my Switch for months. Next, it's been about 10 months. And obviously, I stopped paying for the online subscription. Go to pay for a subscription just to get my Animal Crossing world back. And they deleted the world after 6 months because I wasn't paying their subscription that whole time. I'm sorry, that is not friendly consumer practices. Cool, if you don't want to let me reload my world off the cloud without a subscription, but you're telling me that if I don't have a subscription for 6 months, you're deleting my cloud save, that is ridiculous and unacceptable. Not to mention the amount of work you had to do just to simply save your Animal Crossing world and reload it, not great. Nintendo does not care about you fanboys out. Why are we defending it? And you know what? I'm not saying you should go out and boycott the Switch. I'm just saying hold off a year. You do what you want. If it's something that really interests you and you have the funds, go for it. Buy the Switch. No one's stopping you. If you're going to cause an uproar and then buy it at launch, it's kind of crazy, not going to lie. Personally, what I'm going to do is wait until I can buy the product secondhand from my local game store. That way the money's going into my local game store's pocket. And then buy the physical games from them as well. That's personally how I would do it. But I do feel like the Switch is still going to do well. And I'm not coming on here hating on the Switch because I want it to fail. In fact, I want it to succeed. I just think what they're doing is not friendly to the people who make them money. I also guarantee those extra profits are not going into the developers' hands, the engineers' hands of who worked on the Nintendo Switch and its design. The developers of these $80 games. I can't imagine they're getting significant pay raises. If that was the case, I'd more likely be able to justify paying the money. It's just baffling to see people defend corporations. Nintendo's not the only one. To all those out there thinking I'm super pissed and my whole month is just ruined by this, it's not. I think some of y'all in those comments need to be a little nicer on the internet, but the internet do be a place of unfiltered online keyboard warriors. I just wanted to come on here, admit my mistakes, and then rant a bit about these people defending. After this video, I'm probably done with the Nintendo talk for a little bit. Then we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Tomorrow, we are going to go over a story of a lady who lost her job talking to an AI chatbot. So until next time, see ya!